everybody. It's Sam Jacobs, host of the Sales Hacker Podcast, founder of Revenue Collective. We're in 6 cities around the world, as you probably know at this point. Today, we're here for Friday Fundamentals, and we've got our guest for the week, David Katz, who is a senior sales director at Intercom and has a lot of great insights on the differences between chatbots and salespeople, and really how salespeople need to evolve in order to meet the expectations of a world where people's consumer experiences are migrating into the B2B enterprise world, which just means they have higher expectations, essentially. So that's going to be a great little topic that we're going to talk about. But before we get there, let's talk to you about Friday Fundamentals is brought to you by, who it is brought to you by. It is brought to you by that wonderful company that we all know and love called Outreach. Now, Outreach triples the productivity of sales teams and empowers them to drive predictable and measurable revenue growth. By prioritizing the right activities and scaling customer engagement with intelligent automation, Outreach makes customer-facing teams more effective and improves visibility into what really drives results. Outreach is the sole and exclusive sponsor of Revenue Collective, and we got a demo yesterday for some of the tools that Outreach is building, and they're really, really amazing in terms of the depth of the analytics that they can provide. So if you're interested, go over to saleshacker.com/outreach, and you can learn more about how to use Outreach in your sales engagement process. But we're here today with this week's guest, David Katz. David Katz working at Intercom. And David, we've been talking about this idea of chatbots versus sales reps. Today's B2B prospects are primed to expect B2C, consumer-grade buying experiences, on-demand, real-time, instant, highly satisfactory. How should sales teams evolve to meet these new expectations?
Yeah, that's a great question. And Sam, I hope to see you next week at Unleash. I'm assuming you got to be there, right?
I will be there. And when people listen to this, it will be like a month and a half after Unleash. But while we're talking right now, I'm flying in on Sunday, and I can't wait to meet you in person.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it. So I think this is a huge concern that we have to address with prospective users of Intercom, because Intercom, for people listening, is a communication platform that we let our customers better engage with and drive, hopefully, faster growth through better relationships from finding what you exactly talked about, this perfect blend for you as a customer between speed and personalization of your customer communication throughout the entire life cycle. And a big part of that for us to address the speed is we've developed bots. And I think people are very fascinated by bots, but worry that a bot might actually replace a member of your sales team. And I'm here to say that until bots learn consciousness and can operate with situational awareness, I wouldn't be that concerned around bots replacing sales teams. What I would say is that think of a bot as a bionic arm that you can have as a salesperson to increase your efficiency. And for a buyer of sales software to increase your overall team's efficiency and their ability to sell. A great example of that here is, the perception versus the reality of working with a bot. So things that bots can be really good at is simple upfront qualification or question answering. And think about what is the most precious commodity that we as salespeople have.
Our time.
And you don't want to spend time with the wrong people or waste time asking them, kind of simple questions. You kind of want to be able to get into the meat of what's really important to them as they're evaluating your software and your products. So for us, we actually have bots that do that on our website for our own sales team that ask questions that we know are important to us to make sure we're having the right conversation. So things like the employee size, what industry the company is in, what products they're interested in. Is there an actual evaluation in place? And then we take it a step further by turbocharging that and putting certain data tools in front of it, like Clearbit, and letting Clearbit do a lot of other upfront qualification. So we already know when someone comes to our site that, they're from a 500 to 1,000 person B2B SaaS company in the fintech space based here in the Bay Area. And so then we can just get to the meat of the real important conversations quicker.
Is this replacing an SDR, some of this qualification, these interactive qualification questions?
No, it's making them more efficient. So we actually have a pretty big SDR team here, and it's been growing. And it's funny, I remember when we first actually rolled out our first bot, and it was our kind of custom chat bot. And when we rolled it out for our own team, it was very hard to keep our team from wanting to just jump in. So this team works out of an inbox all day where they're communicating on the messenger with people on our website. And before we had this bot, someone would chat in and say hello, and they would respond immediately, right? And it's all about that first response time. And they would just jump in and start having a dialogue with them. And when we rolled out this custom bot, we had to get the team comfortable with hanging back and letting the bot do some of the upfront qualification before they jumped in, because they were so anxious to have this conversation and hopefully, qualify a lead and pass it to a member of our account executive team, that they would jump the gun. And it took us a while to help them see that, hey, if you actually hang back and let the bot do some of the upfront work, you'll then have the right conversations with the right people. And you might not have as many conversations, but the quality of your conversation is going to go up and the conversion rate of your opportunities is going to go up. And since we've released our chatbots last year, depending on the segment we're talking about for our sales teams, we've seen conversion rates go from the mid-teens for conversion of opportunity up to almost 50%.
Wow, that's amazing. So the lesson, I think, is use chatbots and use kind of conversational marketing techniques on your websites to increase opportunity conversion and accelerate and increase the efficiency of your SDRs and your account executives. So
well said.
Thanks. David, it's been great having you on the show all week, and we really appreciate it. If folks are out there and they want to work for you or they want to ask for some advice, just remind us about your best and most preferred method of communication one more time.
LinkedIn is fantastic. Please feel free to reach out to me directly on LinkedIn. It's just David Katz, Katz, or you can always email me, david.katz@intercom.com.
David, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.
Pleasure, Sam. Thanks so much.